you love dogs, even if you don't, you probably read A Dog's Purpose, because it spent more than 10 months on the New York Times bestseller list, and it's being made into a movie. The author, W. Bruce Cameron, who is going to let me call him just Bruce today, is out with the sequel, A Dog's Journey. And I'm so glad you're here, and I have so much to talk to you about, but thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me, Tanya.
Absolutely. The book, of course, continues Buddy's story. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, A Dog's Purpose sort of answered the question, what would happen if our dogs don't die? What would happen if they are reborn and remember each life going forward? So the good thing about A Dog's Purpose, it's not a book where, you know, at the end of the book they dig a hole and throw the dog in it. It's not a dead dog book.
Good. We're not going to kill off the dog.
We're not going to. The dog doesn't die. The dog doesn't die. So.
But you're still going to make me cry, aren't you?
I might touch your heart a little bit, because what we have now is a very wise dog who's been through a lot in A Dog's Purpose, and now his journey continues as Buddy, as he starts out, because that's where we left off. This book picks up pretty much almost exactly where A Dog's Purpose left off, except for this time the dog, Buddy, feels like his purpose has been fulfilled and there's no reason to be reborn. Except there's this little girl who keeps getting into trouble, and Buddy has to bail her out, and she falls off the end of a dock and he's got to go get her, and then he gets blamed for knocking her in the water. And so, well, it's a dog's life, right?
Yeah.
So that is the story of Buddy. He finds himself irresistibly drawn to this child.
We are irresistibly drawn often to our dogs.
Yeah.
You have to be able to write something like this, or is you just think like a dog? Like,
well, yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I'm a guy, so
right.
I'm halfway there already, right? I think that the reason we're drawn to dogs is because they're so full of joy. They're just, you know, you can lock them in a closet for 4 hours, you open the door and they're like, that was fun, you know?
Hey, pet me!
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one when I realized all my kids are going to be teenagers invariably for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So someone had to love me all the time. And I think that that's a really important thing, is the being loved. The first book is being made into a movie. You want to give us any hints on what's going on? DreamWorks is making this into a movie.
It's DreamWorks, yeah. It's a big movie. We haven't cast the dog yet. We're still looking for dogs.
Do you have a cast otherwise, a human cast?
You know, they're going to start with the dogs. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because they have a very narrow window of opportunity if they're going to shoot a puppy. And by shoot a puppy, I mean shoot film of a puppy.
We know that no animals will be harmed in the making of that
That's
film.
exactly right.
I think people don't realize, I mean, you have either a charmed life or you're really talented, or both. You wrote 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Daughter, which became 8 Simple Rules, the sitcom, and it was long running.
On ABC, yeah.
Wonderful. Do you make it look easy?
It wasn't easy. I wrote 9 books that didn't publish before I sold 8 Simple Rules.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fantastic. You are going to be at Crestview Town Center tonight at the Joseph Beth there at 7 o'clock. And so what can people expect if they come out to meet you?
No, there are going to be dogs there. There are therapy
Really?
dogs that help children who have reading problems. The children can read to the dogs. They've discovered that some children are just shy because they have pronunciation problems and they don't like reading to a person who reacts to that. The dogs just love to be read to. And so they've got some dogs, and then they've got dogs for adoption in the parking lot. So come out, buy a great dog book, and go home with a great dog.
We appreciate that you have come in today. It's such a pleasure to get to meet you. I hope that you come back again sometime. The book is A Dog's Journey. Bruce, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Tanya.